Hi, good day, guys. This is Marcel from Breaking Free. Today, I'm here with Monre on our first season of our first episode. So welcome, Monre.
It's nice to be here.
Okay, tell me a bit more about yourself.
So I am a 20-year-old. I'm currently studying at Boston City campus, and I also run my two businesses, and I'm working currently. So yeah.
Okay, so before we get into the business and into your content creation, we're gonna go a bit back. You say you're 20 years old. It's just I was a school years. Let's go back to that. I was a school years. Were you a learner? That was like an focusing. I was just studying every day. Because I can remember when I hardly see her outside here. So I don't know if she was studying hard or just playing with the phone in the room. We don't know. So yeah, just give us a bit of that.
So let me take you way back. On primary school, I was bullied. Right?
Okay, well, bullied.
I was bullied on primary school from I think grade one, because I started grade one, and then up until grade four, if I'm not mistaken.
But was it a group or just someone who targeted you?
Nah, it was actually a group of friends.
Okay.
So
But I think maybe they were a bit jealous.
could
Maybe
be,
Could be.
because I can
They could
remember.
have seen that the fame you're gonna have.
Oh come
future.
on! No, because I can remember in grade 3,
Okay.
and then my mom bought me like the new, the Samsung Pocket.
Yeah.
It came out 2013. So when that came out, and then I got it immediately, and I brought it to school,
Okay.
and they were like,
You want to parade?
"Yo, bruh." I was like, "Now I need to show that I have this phone."
Okay.
But then
What phone was it?
a Samsung Pocket.
Yeah.
That
It's way back, man.
yeah.
It's like that's out. I is na die blok een, né?
Ja.
Die blok Nokia.
Yes.
Hy was soos 'n 5 kg bakkie gewees maar.
Yeah, and then I think from grade 5 I started doing events like dancing events, modeling events, stuff like that. And because of all of that and taking part in like choir and stuff like that, I became like popular.
Okay.
And then my years was like smooth. Like grade 7 I was never
So
in my
once
class.
let's say after the bullying and once you get like this little bit of fame, when people notice you doing modeling and dancing and people start noticing you, it became easier. And what about that friends? Did they just cut out or did they?
No, they actually started talking to me like I was part
One
of
of them.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was never, because like I can remember I would walk past a group of people and they were like, "Oh, and bruh, I had this name Roy Ducky because my hair was dyed red when this movie, you remember? I don't know what is it called, but like the lady in the movie was called Roy Ducky. It was an Afrikaans
Was dit miskien
movie.
nie 'n rooi kappie gewees nie?
Nee, that's Roy Ducky. It was that, and I can remember they used to call me that.
Okay.
You
So,
see?
okay, what happened? Okay, now we're going to high school. Like, how was it in high school? If you can remember, how was your first day? Like, was it like quite easy? Was it friends with you? Or do you need to make new friends?
No, I had one friend that was with me though.
Okay.
But my first day I was walking like with half of my class. And after the first day I could tell like who's the people that was for me and who wasn't for me. So I had like different friend groups from grade 8 to probably grade 10. That was when lockdown started. So I had like different friend groups and I was like, yeah, but there's people there. So I basically was in every crowd.
In that, you say you did modeling. Did you still do it at that time?
No, when I finished primary school, I stopped modeling, but I continued dancing for my high school.
For the school itself or just?
No, for like the school's group.
Okay.
So then I used to dance with them.
But did you practice like a lot or did you just...
I used to practice.
Did you watch certain videos? Like, was there certain stars you were watching and trying to incorporate their moves into?
I think the one I would say is Ciara.
Okay.
That girl. I used to watch her a lot. Especially, what is that song? There's another song. If the boy don't love you. that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. I see that
Yeah,
video.
yeah. So I used to watch that a lot.
Well,
And
let's go back. You said if the boy didn't love you, why was it a particularly romantically with someone? Because that's a particular song you're referring to.
no, like I genuinely just like the beat.
Oh,
You see,
okay. So there
and
was no boy involved.
no. Back
Okay.
then I was just like, that's why I say.
I think we're gonna need to edit that part out because we don't want the parents to know of this.
No, like they know by now. They should know. Like when we had something like before 18, you a
Okay.
childhood friend.
Okay, that's just name is a friend.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
you're a
we
childhood
all
friend.
know that, yeah. This is a friend. But anyway, so now we're going to matric, right? You get to matric, and you were like going through the matric year, and you say you study now, but let's go to the business. At that time, did you ever think of doing a business, or was it just I want to get matric done, and then I'm gonna study probably?
No, actually, in grade 11, that is when I actually put my mind to wanting a business because I've always wanted a Christian based business.
Okay.
So, when I was grade 11, I started doing all the research and stuff like that. Grade 12, obviously, I didn't do so much research, but I knew exactly what I wanted in grade 12. In grade 12, I already got like the name of what I wanted and how I wanted it and stuff like that.
So that was like the designing phase, you could call it.
Yes. In grade 12, I was very in between things because
What type of things?
like subjects and stuff.
Okay.
I did geography, I did life science, I did business. So basically, I wanted to go into like the medical field, but I also wanted my own business at the same time.
What medical field specifically, like a doctor,
Occupational
physician,
therapy.
occupational therapy?
Yes.
Yo, I
You
don't know what
that
that is. Can you elaborate more on that?
Okay, occupational therapy is like, when you injured, like you then
Like
call
Yes. Oh yeah, now I
Yes.
have a bit of experience because what happened to me is that I was at work and the logos and that stuff. I was stuck and just take us through how the procedure was.
Okay, so that was like a roller coaster because I didn't really like have a specific logo or a specific thing. I know I had the name already. The name was there. It was out there already.
Okay.
But I didn't have like a logo. Like even now, like my logo is the name. So I don't know. I'm still working on that
Okay.
because my main focus was basically my shop. You see,
Okay.
my shop and my inventory and how I was gonna do everything. So I went through the whole process of how this, how that, how's this. It was a whole process.
You were saying also you wanted to study to be like a physio.
Occupational
Okay,
therapist.
yes. And while you're talking about that, I was thinking because a few years back I was also in an injury. Okay, the first injury, and it was about my knee. And physio does help. It's that you can do surgery, but physio first do the physio if the doctor doesn't recommend that you need to go for surgery. But physio is actually good. It's actually a good field actually to be in.
It is. Like even my main focus was basically children. So
Okay.
I had always this love for children. So mine was basically I wanted to like teach children with Down syndrome,
Okay.
children that what's this? It's another
ACT or ACT.
it's like autism.
Okay.
Children with autism. So I wanted to help children like that. That was basically the reason why I wanted to get into occupational therapist. I wanted to help children like with their mental health because I know what it feels like to struggle with mental health. So yeah.
Okay. And then what changes the man? Because what you studying now?
I am studying HR management.
Okay. Yo, that's quite a shift.
That is a massive shift. The reason for that was I was basically put on a wait list
Okay.
for all my universities that I applied for, and I was like, that's probably a sign from God that it's not that I'm supposed to go into.
Okay. Maraming para this is may uitsa.
Yeah, so HR, after all of that, so my mom and my dad, we went for like a week to different universities, to different
Okay.
colleges, trying to figure out like, look, here can my child get in here? You know, my parents wanted me to do it and I wanted to do it because I didn't want to take a gap year at all.
Okay.
So my mom gave the idea, why don't you just go into a business field? And then I was like, yo, like, what business field am I gonna go into? Then she was like, she was giving me ideas, and I was reading through like what how the
Mm.
you know our economy takes it up,
Okay.
and then because you know you can't just do something and it's not a demand in your
Yes.
country. You get what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, HR, it's a good demand, that's fine. And then I started HR. I just randomly applied one night.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, you know what? I'm probably not gonna get into this college because like all these colleges is just you know it's a
It's
bunch.
too much. It's documents and
Exactly, and like now I'm probably gonna be on a waiting list again and everything. So one night I was sitting and I just applied because I saw
Okay.
it pop up and I was like, you know what? Let me just see what courses they have, and I took a whatchamacallit, a try, and 5 minutes afterwards, not even 5 minutes, I got an acceptance letter saying that I was accepted
Okay.
into the college. Then I think the next day I went for registration, and then there you go. I started HR.
so you into the HR business now.
Mm.
Okay, and then the other thing is how did the content creation start?
Yo, I've always liked content.
Because
Like,
previously to when you were like dancing
mm,
and moving, so did it started from there?
I've always, even like when I was on primary school, I would always just take my mom's phone and imagine I'm making a video for YouTube.
Okay.
And I would just talk to the camera and stuff like that. You would go, if you go search my name, you'd see like probably 5 profiles of Monre on Instagram. Like that. I've always been into content. It's just my mom. She's not one for content. So she
Okay.
would always tell me, Monre, you can't post everything. Da, 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 da. So when I got older, I was like, you know what? I can now do this, and I'm not gonna be told that I can't do
Okay.
it. So in 2020, the end of 2020, I was like, you know what? Let me just start posting TikToks and everything, because mid 2020, I posted and I got good views. But then my dad started seeing my videos on TikTok, and that's when I got nervous because now I'm going to get a speech of why I'm on TikTok, and then I
It's gonna
removed
lay you
everything.
down the law.
Exactly, and then I removed it all, and then the end of 2020, I was like, you know what? I'm going to grade 11. I'm gonna post now, like it's by time now, and that's what I did, and that's where my content creation basically like started
Okay.
off, you know.
In the business, like your business was Kristen Cole. Right?
Yes, Kristen Cole.
Okay, so where did the business all started from?
It started. I was 18 when I like started talking about it more. I had the idea in grade 11, but like the end of 2022, that was my grade 12 year. Then I put more action into it and all of
They
that.
want to make it like a reality, not
Yes.
just in that gray area where you say I'm gonna do something,
Yeah.
but I don't get it, but I want to do it.
Mm.
But so obviously there was. So how did you feel to go from and to saying, okay, yeah, it's actually happening. I put myself into the deep end, and I'm now there. I must figure out something, how to do this thing, how to start it all.
Yo, I was under so much pressure because for me, even up until today, dealing with clients, because I know how hard it is when it comes to maybe a difficulty in your business, maybe a delay in your shipping or whatever. And for me, sometimes clients don't understand that, so that is still like a little bit of a fear that like I'm gonna sit with the difficulty like that. So I feel like what held me also back from actually starting it off like that was basically that being scared that I can't do like
Make
the client.
It's gonna happen something, and
Yes,
it's
like
gonna
I
get a
couldn't
bad review.
Yes, like I couldn't get the client satisfaction that I wanted.
Okay.
So it took a lot of me to actually just
So
put it out there.
why is it Christian and Co? Is there a particular meaning behind it?
Christian code. Honestly, I don't know. This name one day just came to me because I was, I'm gonna expose myself here. But I was one day just tidying up my room, right?
Okay.
And then, yo, and then I started like, when you like start to imagine yourself like in an environment.
Okay.
And by this time, the World Cup just happened.
Yeah, that's
So-
in 2010.
Me? No,
What
the
the
recent one.
Oh, yes. Yeah, 2010, that's the one. I was thinking how the
Yeah.
soccer World Cup. When was it South Africa?
Yeah. So when that happened, and then I was like imagining myself like at a creators event and meeting all of the
Okay.
Springboks and everything, and me introducing myself. So I was imagining myself introducing myself to what's his name, Kanan. Yeah, Kanan.
Okay.
And yeah, and I was like, hi, I'm Monre. I'm the founder and owner of Christian Co. And that moment when I said that to myself, I
That
was
is the name.
shocked. I was like, what? I don't even know where this is coming from because the name randomly just came to me and I just said it. It came out of. I just said it. I can't. Up until
Okay.
today, it might seem like a cliche or yo, this can't be for real.
Mm.
But like that is actually what happened. And the more I was talking to myself, the more I was saying these things, then it came to me because I always wanted to do the Christian clothing.
Okay,
Right?
so you wanted to design clothing
Yes,
and stuff.
I wanted to do-
Did you do a few or
I
was it just the
did.
experiment phase?
No, I did on Printify. I
Okay.
did, but I didn't have the
Equipment.
no, not I didn't have the funds to buy it.
Okay.
Just to have a sample of it.
Oh,
so-
but you did a physical design on the
Yes, I
computer
did a
and
whole
what-
design on it.
Okay.
You
Um, when you started you registered the business, that phase, was there any difficulties to register your business? Was it like just easy?
It
Straight
was
to the
so
point.
easy. It was for me. It was just like free flowing, to be
Okay.
honest. So when I started when I did my Google business thingy, I didn't know what I was doing. I did
Did
not
you do
know.
research on that, or did you, as you go
No.
along, you just Google this thing and figure out, and then you get it done, go Google again?
No, because you see, my dad has a company, so I
Okay.
know that he has a Google company, right? Like a business thing where when you search it out, it will pop up like
Yeah.
that, and it will say like what's the business about, and if you can call the business out. So I was like, you know what, I should do something like that. And I just started going, and I researched where I could do it, and they said I have to search Google Business and do all of that. And that's exactly what I did. And then I did it, and it was done. And I was like, I
And-
can't believe this.
And the marketing side, where did you get the info how to market your business, or did you use the marketing with your content creation? Did you infuse it too, or was it just okay? I need to put some reason how to market, how to get like how to start the thing so people can notice it.
So I did do some research on marketing. It's a Christian brand. It's not just any brand that you can market. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did some research on how to market that and how other businesses market it, right? And when I didn't done that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my own thing. And then I
Okay.
just started posting some videos. I started posting some pictures. I had like a whole setup. My pictures look so professional. Eh? I must give it to myself. But like, all I used was like white paper.
Oh,
Like the
the pen.
printing, yes, the printing paper, and I put it like in a certain way. I used the sign as like, and I used the camera, and I was like, you're a Monre, you're actually good at this, like this is
Okay.
crazy. And then I just started posting,
Okay.
I started posting on Facebook and telling my friends. So yeah.
And what about how did you raise capital for the business, or
So the way my business works is because I don't keep inventory. So
Okay.
I like if I don't have inventory with me, because I know when I order for my clients, I always order like 2 of something or 3 or 5 or something. So when there is coming an order through, then I don't still need to order it from the manufacturer.
okay?
So, but what I do mostly is like I expect of the client to first pay, even if they just pay a deposit. I'm fine with just the deposit.
Okay.
But I give you an invoice, and then you have to say, okay, this is what I want, but I'll tell you if I still need to order in or whatever. So then you can decide like if you're gonna pay the full amount or if you're gonna give me just the deposit. You get what I'm saying? But it has to be before you get the product.
Okay.
Because you know what happens in most cases? People would say, "Oh, I want that," and then you go out of your own pocket and you go and purchase it.
Yes.
And then when you come to the client, then, "Oh no, but I don't want it now." So that is, for me, that's a prevention. I don't want that. I don't
Okay.
want that at all.
So that is why they rather give the deposit, and you know
Yes.
if they decide they don't want it, they basically lose the deposit as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's actually a good thing because you get some clients like that. They want it now, but when you deliver, then they say, "But that's not what I look at." And that's most of the people get a bit scared of that when they start a business, that they don't want that. And some here and there it does happen, but like in your case, you're already trying to prevent it from happening, which is actually quite good. Um, like the materials, when you started with the manufacturer, did you get physical samples, check it out to see how? Did you throw the samples in the water to see if it's water resistant?
So what I did, my first sample, I actually went to like a local store. I'm not gonna name the store, but I went to a local store and I asked them, "This is what I want. This is the chain I want. This is my vision for it." They asked me 1,200 for it.
Yeah.
1,200, and that was my pay for a week. That time when I was still working, that was like my weekly payment. And I saved up so hard every month, even though I ended up with no money at the end of the month, because then I had to work on my business, the website that I had to pay and constantly pay and all that stuff. So I always ended up with just a few money left, you know. And the day I went to go pick it up, the product was, so I was like, "You want me to pay 1,200 for this?" And I was so upset because that same day I came and I was like so upset that day. I can remember I was so upset that day. And I was like, "Yo, is this all this money for this? And this is not what I asked." And I even showed them a picture of what I wanted. And the guy was like, "Yeah, but this is like what you're gonna get and you still need to pay for it." And I was like, "You know what? Take your money. It's fine." I gave them a whole 1,000 rand. Just so I was like, "You know what? It's fine." Because my deposit was 200 rand. So I was like, "You know what? It's fine. Just take the 1,000 rand. It's fine. I'll make my own way after this." And then I bought from my other manufacturer. Like a few months later, because then I lost a little bit of hope and I was like, "Yo."
It was like a downturn if you're starting your business. But is that before you started the business or in the process?
In the process of like,
so
because everything was already out there. My pages was out there. Everything. For me, it was just I need the product just to have a sample of it. You get what I'm saying? And then I ordered from my other manufacturer. And when I got that order, I was like, "Okay, perfect. This is great." And this is the first one.
So that is one of the samples.
This was the first one, and it still looks good, eh?
Yeah.
Because I've had this since last year, June or July. I've had this since June or July. So
it's like you can say more or less about 7 to 8 months.
Yes. This is my first, and this was the tester. This is the one I used for like my pictures that I posted on Instagram. And what I did was, for a whole month, I washed with it, I did everything with it, I didn't take it off at all. And up until today, I don't take it off. I maybe swap it now with my Jeremiah 29, but I don't take it off at all. So then I was like, okay, no, it's sweat resistant, it's water resistant, so this is a quiet product. And then I ordered in a few, and that is where like the marketing and everything started, and people started.
But I see on some of your jewelry that you have, is there certain verses. Where did that come into play, or when did you decide to do certain ones?
So my slogan is way of faith. So for me, and this is a reminder to me, is that when I wear this and I'm on the road, it reminds me that God is my shepherd, and He will guide me and lead me. So when I touch this, it's a reminder to me. You get what I'm saying? It's a reminder. Even one of my clients was like, I don't need to be reminded about stuff here in the Bible or whatever, but she knows what everything is, but she was like, just touching it is like a reassurance, like, okay, this is it. So that is why I decided to do like Bible verses, because I want people to wear their faith. I want people to know, like, okay, if I walk into, you see here, what would Jesus do? If I
Yes.
walk into a circumstance or whatever,
Yes.
I have to sit back and I have to think to myself, okay, now I have to take my Bible. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do if he was in the
Yes.
situation? You know, you get what I'm saying? And you'll be like, okay, Jesus would sit back, he would be patient, he will rely on God, and he will just be positive throughout everything.
Okay.
So that is basically for me. It reminds me of what God teaches us. It reminds me of the verses that he promised to us. So that is why, to me, just verses. That's why people ask me, like, can you do names and everything? I'm like, no, we strictly faith-based, and that is my reason for it.
Okay. You were talking about your 9 to 5 when you went to the first manufacturer. How did it feel to work like a daily job, your 9 to 5? How did it feel for you at that time?
Yeah, to be real with you, it was quite fun. Like, it was fun for me. Like, I don't know about other people, but to me, it was really fun. I would walk into the workplace and people would be like, I have a comment on one of my videos that I went through,
Okay.
and this lady was like, I wish I was so happy at work as well, because when I walked into the place, my energy would always be up. I would walk in with energy, I would come out with energy.
Okay.
When someone is looking down, yo broski, what's happening, you know? When I would come out of the canteen, I would be like, yo broski, yo, and I would just be full of energy all the time. So for me, it was a good experience. You know, despite the negativity that was in the workplace,
Yeah.
there was actually such a good experience out of that. You get what I'm saying?
They say it's like every workplace is building your character, and it's helping you when you, especially in your cases, and especially with me also starting businesses, that you develop your character in a workplace, so you know if you go big with your company, how to treat people, how to get the good, the positive out of people. And yeah, there is sometimes negative. There's nothing we can do, but you need to always take the positive out of it.
Yeah, that is also for me. Me, even if I'm in like a negative situation, I always turn to the positive, because you know, sometimes we as people, we focus too much on the negative. Too much on the negative. That is why we say, oh, life is like this, life is not nice. But the moment you just look at that positive, you'll be like, okay, and even if that went wrong, at least I have this. For me, is that even if my day doesn't go as planned, as long as I woke up this morning, that for me is enough.
Okay.
You know?
I see we have Monre did give us some products here, so you guys can see. Here's the name. Kristen Co. It's a nice packaging, eh? And this is how it's inside when you get your thing. A nice, what is this, a bracelet?
Yeah, try it.
And a nice bracelet, the pouch
Let me show
cushion. And then we also have a thank you card.
Yeah, I wrote something at the back of the
At the
card.
back, some motivation and stuff. But it is for a buyer, the person is buying it.
The person who bought it was like, no, it's fine, you can open it. So yeah, on it stands patience, love, and faith.
Okay. Then yeah, we get into then you're also into the perfume, the perfume business. How did it? Let's go a bit into this. How did it came that you started doing perfume as well?
So my mom was actually the one to give me the idea to start the perfume business. Oh shoot, can you hear me? That was actually like the one to tell me, oh, sell perfumes and stuff like that. And then I was like, at first I was like, yo, like this is not what I want right now.
Okay.
Oh, Marshall, you're breaking the stuff here.
No, I'm just checking. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it smells quite good.
Yeah, that's the woman's.
Oh, shit. The wrong one. But okay, guys, at least you know it. That was a woman. The stuff smells good. So, yeah.
So my mom gave me the idea, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. And I started it. I was like, let me just try this out. This can be a side business for me,
Okay.
So
So you incorporate the two together. Yeah, that is we talked a lot now. I don't even know what else to ask you. You do it with some stuff.
Ah!
Okay. So yeah, we covered a lot of stuff, and for now we're gonna ask you, Sarah, like this. For people who also want to start their own businesses, what motivation or inspiring words you have that you can give to them?
For me, I always say this: take that risk. Take that risk, because if you really want to do something, I promise you, you will see the end result will be great. So for me, take that risk. Even if you have nothing in your account, we are so privileged with all these opportunities that we're having with social media. We have so many people around us. All we need to do is do research. So, but for me, is it continuously take the risk. Take the risk in whatever you do, and make the best of it. That's for me.
Okay, yeah. So it's the end of the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Breaking Free. Thank you, Monre. Have a great day. Have a great time, guys. See you.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.